Hi, it's David from Freedom Founders. I know a lot of dentists that they say, David, I've worked hard all my career. I've actually been pretty disciplined. I've got debts paid off. I put a lot of money in the 401k cash balance to find benefit plans, but I still don't know if I've got enough. And then boom, along comes, a pandemic, in this case, a market reset, and changes the dynamics completely. It's not like it hasn't happened before. It's happened about every 6 to 8 years. This last time has been a pretty long bull run market, but you go back to 2008, you go back to 2000.com crash, you go back into the 90s, you go back to 87, you can go back time after time and find those times in our past history where the markets cycle, and it typically sets people back. Here's the thing that most people don't understand is that they have capital assets that are not deployed well. They're not getting the return that they could get. So that's number one. Number two is most don't have any idea what the cash flow revenue stream is necessary to create what I call their freedom number. Now I'm gonna give you a little bit of training on both of those, but if you're in that category, this is for you. So I'm gonna flip over to the iPad, follow along with me. We're gonna use some easy calculations. Let's say that you or a person needs $10,000 per month after tax for what we call their lifestyle burn rate. You need $10,000. Now your number may be different. It could be more. So whatever it is, if yours is 15,000, then multiply everything I do here by 1.5. If it's 20,000, just double it. Very simple math here, but let's use 10,000 because it's an easy number for us to use. So we got $10,000. We're going to multiply it by 12 to come up with the annual number, 120,000. Again, this is the after-tax number. This is the number, the spendable number after we pay taxes. Now, to gross that up for taxes right here, we're going to use a multiplier, 1.33. Now, we use 1.33 because that gets us to a 25% effective tax rate. Now, if you live in a higher tax state, then we might need to bump that multiplier up to, say, 1.38. Maybe if it's New York or California, 1.4. But again, we can dial it in for you specifically. Let's use the 1.33 multiplier to get us on track here. So what that looks like is then we need, over here, we need $159,600. And now this number is actually before tax. We just multiplied by 1.33 to get the before tax number. Now, if you had some current monthly passive income, we would put that number here. We're going to pretend in this case, this example, there is none. But if we had some, we would do the same thing. We would annualize it, come up with a number here, put that number over here, and then we could subtract this number and actually come up with what we need as far as the gap. We're just going to take this 159.6 and just take it straight down and say that's the number we still have to fulfill. Again, just to make this easy. Okay, now we're at a point where we need $159,600 before tax. Now here's the key. In the financial markets, the traditional financial markets, they don't show you how to get actually cash flow from your investments. It's the depletion model. You have to have $4, $6, $8 million, and you deplete it no more than 4% per year. That's called the Trinity Rule. It's what they've used forever. Our model is no. Let's talk about the cash flow you need. If you know how to invest your money into sustainable producing cash flow assets, then you can reverse engineer this whole thing. It's what we do in Freedom Founders. It's what I did in my life when I had to let go of my practice when my daughter was sick. I had my cash flowing assets. I knew what they produced. I could decide, can I let go of the practice? And I was able to do that. And my number now has continued to grow over the years because I continue to invest in alternative investments. You can do the same thing. So one thing you can do to get free faster is to actually lower what your burn rate is. And that's what we have here. Closing the gap, your choices. Ways to decrease your monthly expenses. Now that's certainly a place to go, is what can you decrease? What can you peel off so that you can get freedom faster? Because once you get to freedom, then everything else expands. I'll say it again, once you get to freedom, it expands. So there are some things many times our members can do to cut their freedom number down to get it tighter. Then they can get to sell the practice, get free, and now they can focus on increasing those assets over time. So that's number one. Number two is, how do you increase your monthly income here? And that's through opportunities we have in the marketplace. By investing capital that's underdeployed right now, is you can actually make the equity you have work harder, work better, get better returns with less of your work. It's all about network relationships. It's about investing in an inefficient marketplace, as opposed to the efficiencies of Wall Street, where as a retail individual investor, we don't have a chance. We just have to, it's like going to Vegas and playing the craps table or blackjack. It's a roll of the dice. You don't want to live your life that way, and that's why there's so much uncertainty. When we can create certainty through what we know about investing in alternative investments, how we can ride the waves, we can create that certainty. So Here's how we do it in Freedom Founders. We know that our returns, our cash flow returns, not the growth, the cash flow only, we can get 8%, whether we're in an up market, a sideways market, or a down market. We can get 8% cash flow. I've done it for 4 decades. Through ups and downs, it works overall. In down markets, when we're riding it back up, that rate's going to go up, but let's just take 8% as a very conservative number. Knowing that, we can work backwards. At 8%, cash flow run rate, let's write that down, 8% is the cash flow. Then it's become simple math. If you run the calculator, it will then take $1.5 million in capital assets to produce the 159.6 per year before tax, the number we want there. 1.5 will do that, which means that if you need $20,000 per month in quote passive cash flow, then you need to have $3 million to invest in capital assets. Just do the math. We've been proven over and over again in Freedom Founders. You just have to borrow my faith on that until you see inside what we do. There's growth on top of that. We picked 4% as the growth. Again, very conservative number. So we're never depleting our capital accounts. This is what we do in Freedom Founders to help our members get to freedom sooner, to take what they've already got that's underdeployed and move in there, and then they can go free faster. That's the whole key here. Now, if this sounds like you, where you're at, you lack more help with this, then I recommend highly that you fill out a very simple survey application, which will entitle you to book a call with one of our member advisors who can talk to you, answer your questions, and see if this might be a great opportunity for you. We're very good at selecting and helping people find the right fit. If it's not time for you, we'll definitely assess that. We don't waste anybody's time. We don't want our time wasted. We don't want yours wasted. There's no obligation to do this call. It's simply just go fill out that application. It's a short survey. Book the call. You can make it very simply. Book the call, have the call, get your questions answered. And if you may be the right fit, then we have a very easy way without any risk for you to enter the Freedom Founders Elite Mastermind Group and make sure that it's right for you before you take the steps. You'll find a camaraderie, a collaboration, a community that works together to solve the problems and get our members to freedom faster. It's all about network. It's all about community. Love for you to be a part of it if you believe it's for you. Just do the application, book the member call, and I'd love to talk to you very, very soon.